Hello my stinky little friends and welcome back to another video. It's been a couple weeks since I spoke to the camera last, so I'm really trying to get back into the groove of things, but I have been really struggling with my mental health this past month. So I decided to take a little break from filming so that I could really focus on getting myself into a more positive headspace. The main things that I struggle with are OCD, anxiety, and depression. And for me personally, depression is by far the most difficult. And that is predominantly what I've been struggling with this past month. I find that the lack of energy and the loss of any willpower to do really anything always leads to this shame spiral that is just so difficult to get out of. But I've been using all of the different tools that I learned during therapy, and I've been really trying to focus on the things that I know help me. And so I thought that we could do a little reset day together so that I can show you guys how I usually break out of these cycles, and maybe it can help you as well. Hey guys, good morning. I'm realizing in this moment that I don't ever talk to the camera first thing in the morning because I'm not really a morning person, and I'm definitely not talkative first thing in the morning. But I think that the morning is the most crucial part of a mental health reset day because it really sets the mood for the rest of the day. So I always start the morning by making my bed, first of all, because it's a small achievement that's easy to do and it means that you've already accomplished something. And then my next step after that is to make myself a cup of tea, and then I will grab my journal and do some journaling just for like 5 to 10 minutes first thing in the morning, really trying to focus on like positive things that I'm grateful for, things that I'm excited about. But also if there's something that's really pressing that I really need to write about, I will do that. But I do try to focus on positive things first thing in the morning. And as an addition to all of this, I try my absolute best to stay off of my phone until at least after I've eaten breakfast. And breakfast is another thing that I wanted to talk about because I struggle with breakfast. I don't like cooking, and so breakfast has always been very difficult for me to try and get like the right amount of protein that I need to set myself up for the rest of the day, but also without having to put much energy into it. So I found that making smoothies is the best way for me to get in my protein and some nutrients while also not having to cook anything or turn on the stove. On days where my mental health is really poor and even making a smoothie is too much, I will just stick to a protein bar and some collagen in my tea. But most days I've found that making a smoothie really isn't too much of a struggle, and so that's what I do. So right now I'm going to do some journaling, finish my tea, make my smoothie, and then we'll move on to the next step. next step in my reset day is to get some movement in. So movement is one of the most important steps in one of my reset days because it really helps me feel more grounded and puts me in a more positive headspace. The saying is that depression hates a moving target, which is absolutely, unfortunately true because I know that when you're feeling that way, exercise is one of the last things that you want to do or feel capable of doing. So the way that I get around this is I almost trick myself into exercising. For example, if I want to go for a walk, I will convince myself to go for a walk by saying, oh, I'll stop at a coffee shop on my walk and get a little drinky drink. Or I'll say, oh, I can go for a walk and check out all of the little free libraries along the way and see if they have any good books. If I want to go to the gym, I will save videos that I really want to watch on YouTube and I will watch them while I'm on the treadmill, but I'm only allowed to watch them if I go to the gym and watch them while I'm on the treadmill. And in addition to that, I've also found that taking it one step at a time really helps me. So I'll say, okay, just get dressed, ready to go to the gym. And then I keep moving the goalpost so that eventually I get to the gym. Okay, I'll do 10 minutes on the treadmill and then see how I feel. And then usually if I keep doing that, I can get an entire workout in just by continually moving that goalpost further and further until I finish my workout. These last couple weeks, while I've been really trying to focus on being in a better headspace, I've been trying my absolute hardest to get 10,000 steps in every day because my most prominent form of exercise has been walking. So unfortunately, movement does help when you're not feeling great, and being consistent with it is even more helpful. Let's go take Mowgli for a walk and see what we can find in the little free libraries. Okay, I'm back from my walk. I've taken a shower and I feel like doing a little face mask before I do the rest of my skincare. So I'm just going to use this one. It's a freebie that I got when I ordered the rest of my K-beauty stuff. So yeah, I'm going to do a little face mask and read my book for the 10 minutes that it's on. That was actually a really nice mask. I'm pleasantly surprised by how my skin feels right now because not all of those freebie sheet masks are created equal. And then I just wanted to go through my skincare routine a little bit. I haven't really changed it much and I know that I've talked about it before, but I wanted to talk specifically about some of the products that I have absolutely been loving recently. And just as a note for my overall skincare routine, I used to have a really expansive skincare routine, but since I've been struggling with my mental health, I've really cut it back to just the basics, and then I can add things onto it if I'm feeling crazy that day. But I really just stick to the basics mostly because on difficult days when I don't even want to get out of bed, brush my teeth, it's simple enough that it doesn't feel overwhelming when I go to do my skincare. Anyway, let's go through my routine. So I always start with the hydrating milky toner from Bioma. This is one of my favorite products ever. I love this product, and when my skin is feeling extra dry, I will do a couple layers of this, especially at nighttime. I probably don't really need to be using this right now, seeing as I just used a hydrating face mask, but whatever. What are you gonna do about it? More hydration is always good. And then next up in the morning, I go in with the Beauty of Joseon eye cream. So I, in general, don't really see that much difference from eye creams, but I use them anyway. So this isn't one of my favorite products, but it is a product that I use every day. After that, I use the Corsex Snail Mucin. This is one of my favorite products too. I absolutely love it. It is great for hydration. My skin loves it. I use this both in the AM and the PM. And I also use this with any serums that I want to use. I will mix them all together and then put them on my face, because I feel like serums that usually can dry me out a little bit, like acids or retinol, this helps not dry my skin out, if that makes sense. So I use this with any serums that I want to use that day. And then these are the two serums that I'll use at nighttime if I'm feeling crazy, and I'll combine them with my Snail Mucin. I have the azelaic acid from Naturium, and then I have the 24 karat retinol from Crave Beauty. My skin hates retinol. I've tried so many different brands, so many different kinds. I've even tried slowly increasing it, but even if I only do it one day a week, my skin breaks out, it gets really dry and flaky, and I just think that my skin isn't tolerant towards it. But this one, this retinol, apparently they're different. My skin loves this. So I think that if your skin is also really sensitive to retinol, this might be something to try. And then in the AM, my next step is Oh So Simple Water Cream by Crave Beauty. I really like this moisturizer. It's simple, it gets the job done, it doesn't irritate my skin, and it is for a really good price. You can also get a refill pack, which I really like because I feel like it's less waste than throwing away a glass straw every time I want a new moisturizer. And then in the PM, this is one of my absolute favorite moisturizers. I combine this with the water cream. This is the Dr. Althea 147 Barrier Cream. If you have dry skin, or if you get like eczema around your nose, or just any barrier issues, get your digits on one of these. This is the best barrier cream I have ever used. I think this is like my 6th time I've repurchased this. I absolutely love it. And then my last step is sunscreen. This is the Dew Glow Moisturizer by Naturium. I love this sunscreen. I think that you get a lot for your money, and then also it goes on really nicely under the makeup that I use. And if you're not wearing sunscreen, what are we doing? So that is my skincare routine. I think it's nice and simple, but you can add to it if you're feeling crazy. You can take away from it if you're not feeling as good. It gives me really healthy, dewy skin, which I love, and is a great base for makeup. And then another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is particularly relevant for this mental health reset that we're doing, is body lotion. So I have 3 different lotions, and I want to talk to you through the process of choosing them. So I have an everyday, cheapy, smells good, gets the job done lotion. And then I have 2 fancy lotions, which I wear on days when I need a little pick-me-up, on days when I want to feel good, smell good, when I need something to help me feel a little bit better about myself. So I have the EOS Pistachio Cream lotion, which I think is like $10, so it's not crazy expensive, but it smells so good. If you guys have ever used the Sol de Janeiro Bum Bum Cream, this smells exactly the same for like a fraction of the price. I love it. And then I also have the Glossier You body lotion, which I actually found for half price at TJ Maxx. I don't think I could have convinced myself to buy it for full price, but I found it. And this is for like really fancy days, or days when I am really not doing good and I need a pick-me-up. So I think that it's nice to treat yourself to some body lotions, a little treat, a little pick-me-up. It's good stuff. And then the last thing that I will talk to you about for this skincare part of the video is lip balm. I, for years, was an avid user of the First Aid Beauty lip balm, and then I think about a year ago they completely changed the formula and the packaging and everything, and I was heartbroken because let me tell you, I would buy that stuff in bulk. Every Ulta that I went into that had it, I would buy it out. They completely changed the formula and I was so heartbroken. But I found Morin lip balm. This stuff is so good. As you can see, it's almost done. It's not looking too good. This is my third one that I bought from them. I've tried the blueberry pancakes, gingerbread, and this is the strawberry rhubarb one. They all smell so good. They genuinely work magic on like chapped lips. I've also used their soothing lotion, and I really liked it when we lived in Colorado when I would have eczema flare-ups. It worked really well for that, but I just don't need it anymore. We don't live in a dry climate. And I also love Morin as a company. They use upcycled marine glycoproteins in all of their products, which is what helps make it so hydrating and soothing. I just love their whole ethos as a company and them as a brand. If you're looking for new lip balm, please check out Morin. I love their stuff. Okay, I'm going to get dressed and do my makeup and my hair right now, and then I will come back and we can move on to the next part of the day. Okay, now that I am dressed for the day and my skin and my makeup is done and I'm feeling good about myself, it is time to move on to arguably the best part of the day, which is hobbies. Another thing that I have been really trying to focus on this past month has been limiting my screen time drastically. So I now have a limit on my phone for social media, which is 20 minutes a day. I've been trying to keep my screen time down as close as I can get it to 2 hours. And I think this past week I was at about 2 hours and 30 minutes, which is really good. I'm happy with that. We're gonna see if we can get it down even more. And that is just because I can see a direct correlation between my mood and how I'm feeling and how long I've spent doom scrolling that day and how long I've spent on social media. Yeah, get rid of it. Cut it out. Cut it down or cut it out completely, because if I can tell that it is actively harming me to spend hours a day doom scrolling, it is in my best interest to just cut it down as much as possible. And then the other half of limiting my screen time is really trying to focus on my hobbies and things that I enjoy and things that help me to slow down and be more present within my day. So I have 3 hobbies that recently I have been absolutely loving, and they're probably not going to surprise any of you. They're not groundbreaking. The first one is reading. I'm officially out of my reading slump. I have been reading every day, and I definitely want to talk more about the books that I've been reading, but I'll probably do that in my next vlog. But I am absolutely 100% out of my reading slump, and I'm so happy about that because reading is my favorite hobby of all time. And then the next hobby that I've really been enjoying is puzzles, specifically holiday themed puzzles. I've really been enjoying. And then the last hobby is coloring books. And like I told you, nothing groundbreaking. I've always loved these hobbies. These are just the ones that have been recently really resonating with me and helping me to be more present and be in a better headspace. And the best part about coloring books and puzzles is that you can listen to an audiobook while doing both of them. So it's like doubling up on a hobby, which I really enjoy. So for today, I thought that we could do a coloring book and listen to my current audiobook, which is We Solve Murders by Richard Osman. It's very different to my normal books that I choose, but I'm having a really fun time and it's a great audiobook. I wholeheartedly believe that it is much more difficult to be sad when you have a nice big warm bowl of soup in front of you. So for the last step of today's reset day, I'm going to be making some caramelized spring onion ramen from my soup season book, which I absolutely love and I've used in so many vlogs now. But we're going to be making this recipe, and I truly believe that soup can heal. Soup heals from within. Okay guys, we have reached the end of our mental health reset day. I'm really hoping that some of the ideas and things that we talked about in this video can be helpful to you, and that there are ways that you can implement them in your own life to help you with your mental health. I know that these are all things that have helped me over the last month and throughout my entire mental health journey, and I just hope that they can provide that same comfort for you guys as well. Above all, I hope that you guys are giving yourself grace and being patient with yourselves. This is a tough time of year for a lot of people, and I think that being kind to yourself and also being kind to others can go a really long way. I did also want to say that moving forward, I plan to upload videos every other week, not weekly. I think that this is just a better schedule for my mental health, and also with the holidays coming up, I'm going to be very busy with family and everything like that. So, but I would like to stay consistent with uploading, so I think that an every other week schedule would be easier for me to stay consistent with. Anyway, I'm rambling now. As always, thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you again soon with another video.